Oh, Lord. Stop it, Cocky.
Yeah, all right.
As we talking about toilet,
Yeah.
Vasant, you know, I promised Miss Santa Cruz me ain't gonna talk about Vasant. I tell she don't bother. But Vasant, you're begging for it. When a man begging for it, I have to facilitate him.
Yeah.
Cocky,
Yes.
help
Sure.
me out.
All right, if I can.
Vasant, for whatever reason, me I know, you know, everybody have their own little mental health issues.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, Vasant Bharat, I don't know if Bastio Pandey tell him something back in 2008 or 9 that make Vasant Bharat feel that some way, somehow he is a leader. And somebody must hand he the cow, give him the rope. Because Vasant Bharat lazy, he don't walk no way, he don't help nobody, he does eat the bus up shot with knife and fork, he does come with the bow tie, and like he's a confused fellow. But I have never seen a human being who is such a Mampool. This man, Vasant Bharat, who wants, let's talk the facts.
All right.
He wants to lead the United National Congress, right? The party that have 309,000 supporters. Kamala Prasad Bisesa is now the leader of the United National Congress.
Right.
She beat he in the last election by some 16,340 votes.
Yes.
But he get licked, but he want to lead. Okay. To each their own, you know, some people, Rowley think he could play golf. When he's the worst golf swing, he look like he look like how Small Pin does dance.
Yeah.
Rowley does swing a golf club, right?
Right.
Or you ever see Small Pin try to dance? Don't want to see it. You wouldn't be able to play music for a week because you're gonna be out of timing.
Oh.
Right? So Vasant Bharat want to lead the United National Congress. Okay.
Right. Nothing wrong with that. Trying
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, but you get licked 3 times and you realize that people don't want you.
Oh God.
Okay? But you want to lead the United National Congress,
Right.
but you join, support, don't criticize, endorse, and uphold Keith Rowley and the PNM. I want you to explain that to me. Okay. Look at, eyes are UNC here, right?
Right.
So Vasant Bharat want to lead me.
Right.
In other words, he would like,
I want to be your leader.
he want to be my leader. So he want me, like when he come in here to say, hey, my political leader, good evening, and stand up
Yes.
and welcome him. And so he would like to do that, okay?
Right, yes.
All right. So follow me now.
Yes.
So you want to lead the United National Congress, of which, for example, I am a strong member of the United National Congress.
Right.
Yet Vasant Bharat joins with Keith Christopher Rowley to join his Roadmap to Recovery team, the PNM team, to create policies, all of which have suffered the people of Trinidad and Tobago and are diametrically opposed to the United National Congress founding beliefs of Bastio Pandey, the labor movement, and building from the ground up. All the people who support the United National Congress believe that the resources of the country must go to those most in need. For example, the leader, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, will direct resources to single mothers, children, poverty alleviation, differently abled, elderly,
Yes.
unemployed. That's her focus. And you would see it based on facts of numbers, figures, dollar amounts invested, new programs, cabinet notes. You see her passion and her work in how she moved forward in her leadership.
Yes.
So Vasant Bharat wants to lead us, the UNC. But he loves Rowley. He agrees with Rowley. He supports Rowley. Now let's take this carefully. Vasant Bharat, the Mampool, when the people got tear gas, innocent law-abiding people got tear gas in the savannah.
Right.
And Rowley came out, and Jacobs, they tell me don't walk with Jacob because Jacob does walk and shake up. And the police tear gas, the women singing gospel. Children, they Passers-by with children in the car, everybody get tear gas. It was wildness. It was irresponsible. It did not show any use of force policy that is internationally accepted. It was not following international best practice in security, crowd control, riots, and so on. Nowhere in the world, when people are calmly singing and shouting, Rowley must go, 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 Rowley must go. Nowhere in the world is tear gas warranted. No weapons, no violence, no property damage, no threat at the police, nothing like that.
But if I come by someone and say, look, I don't want you here in my place, I have no problem, I will leave. You don't want me here,
Right.
I would leave.
No, but Vasant don't want to leave. He want to join there, but lead here. And this is what I want you to explain.
Yeah.
You want to join with people and support policies that we are not. Do you think I am playing game when I tell you I detest Keith Christopher Rowley? That I tell you I detest him as a man first and foremost? That as a teacher who needed to use his power position to get pum-pum from a girl of school age, I cannot respect that? From a man who is in a cabinet and utilizes his power position in the cabinet to get pum-pum from a junior minister's wife, a colleague in the cabinet? You are sitting down in the cabinet above a man who's in your cabinet appointed by you, and when you leave the cabinet, you take the man wife home?
You serious?
Do I sound like I'm joking? When I
my
tell you that Keith
gosh.
Rowley I detest as a man who leave all the outside children outside and pretend he only have those inside. The man is a total scumbucket. But Vasant supports that. He has nothing to say about that. Then if we talk about politics, Keith Rowley's career in politics is fraught with lies, corruptions, questions, investigations, shenanigans, and the thwarting of democracy.
Well, Anil, I will know so much of the big words, so, you know, break it down.
Break it down for you. Okay. Let me break it down for you. Rowley's a flipping liar.
Right.
Rowley's a disgusting human being.
Oh, my God.
Rowley is an oppressor. Rowley is an Oreo who's not proud to be black. Rowley is a man who utilizes his power in a vindictive, malicious, wicked way. Anybody who questions him is fired and removed. Ask Nicole Oliveri, ask Charmaine Lewis, ask Lennox Grant, ask the Petrotrin first board, the Petrotrin second board, ask Winfred Espine, ask Denise Deming, ask Helen Drayton, ask the two NGC executives who have now been fired because they did not agree with throwing $250 million of taxpayer money down the toilet.
Right.
But Vasant Bharat agrees with all of that. He sits on the PNM roadmap to recovery. The roadmap to recovery of the PNM is what instructs their budget presentations. In the budget presentations, Keith Rowley and Colm Imbot have taken away everything from human beings. They take away laptops, they take away milk grant, they take away pension, they cut 200,000 jobs, they took away the gas subsidy, they're making everything more expensive, food price inflation, food import bill high, no advancement in agriculture, no education, no textbooks. They cut gate from 726 million under Kamla and Fazal Karim down to 320 million. No foreign direct investment, borrowing to thief. The debt to GDP ratio nearly reached 100%. Vasant Bharat is silent on all of that. When the police tear gas citizens, women, elderly and children,
Yes.
and Rowley defends that in the parliament and said it was justified and it was warranted, says DCP PNM Jacobs, Vasant Bharat is silent. He don't post nothing, he don't say nothing. When Rowley sits down with Kamal George and Georges who get fat and sit down with Rowley, and Rowley admits that he went to the president And he lost confidence a year before in the police commissioner. And
Yes.
he influenced the president to breach the Constitution section 123(4) and then allowed Bliss Prasad to remove a merit list and caused the Trinidad and Tobago police service to be rudderless for about 3.5 months, while murders, mayhem, robberies, rape, carjacking and killing is going on. Vasant is happy with that. He never attacked Rowley for that.
That just shows his
Hold,
intention.
well, hold on. When Rowley takes a man who is pliable, who is amenable to his policy, who finished 6th on a merit list education, who finished 6th, and who could not be the commissioner of police. They put him up, Rowley put him to be number 1. Vasant had no problem with that. Vasant had no problem with that. He didn't post nothing about that. When people get shot and killed, he has no problem with that. When our women are raped and killed and disposed of in a repo, Vasant is silent. When the TTPS has become a political arm of the PNM, Vasant is silent. When Rowley tries to gerrymander in Tobago and instructs the EBC to make 15 seats, Vasant is silent. When Rowley and them try to bribe voters in Tobago with 50 million here, food card day, a man giving out food card like it's dinner mint, Vasant is silent. When Rowley and them come to the parliament to thwart procurement legislation that he was part and parcel of passing with a special majority, and Rowley and them come with a simple majority to legalize thieving, Vasant is silent. When Rowley and his medical team and his Minister of Health, the biggest dunce to ever be called Minister of Health in the Commonwealth, and Davlin Thomas, a man who should be putting on play or concert in the pods for we to look at like sheep, is in charge of the COVID-19 pandemic fight. And we are dying in droves. 3,490. When that amount of people are dead of COVID-19, Vasant Bharat is silent. When the borders are porous and 200,000 illegal migrants come into Trinidad and Tobago, unfettered, unchecked, no COVID-19 checks, no protocols, not bringing them into the economy properly so that we could benefit and create GDP and growth, Vasant PNM Bharat is silent. When Keith Christopher Rowley does not fill out his Integrity in Public Life Act forms, of which Vasant filled out his when Kamala had him as a senator and a minister for 5 years and 6 months. Vasant filled out all his forms. When the Rowley, his prime minister, fails to fill out his form B, presents a form A that has incomplete information, false information, and doctored information, Vasant Bharat is silent. When Rowley and the president appoint so-called independent senators who vote for legalized thieving, who debate better than the PNM bench, who attack the opposition, Vasant Bharat is silent. So please, Corky,
Yes.
explain to me, I am a logical thinker. Take me into the mind of the insane. Take me into the mind of the illogical. Take me into the mind of the Nimakaram. How can Vasant Bharat actually believe that what he is doing, what he has been doing, and what he continues to do will make me support he? And when I mean me and all my UNC supporters, believers who I
Yes.
talk to, who believe just like me,
So-
we are members of the UNC and we support Kamla Prasad Bisesa because we are against Rowley. How can Vasant hug up Rowley, kiss up Rowley, lick up Rowley Boomsy, and then come to say he want to lead UNC? Please explain to me. I want to understand.
So is he still active in the UNC in any way?
No, he's active in the PNM. He's a member of the PNM Roadmap to Recovery. But today, let me read for you what he said.
Yes.
Let me read for the people. All of a sudden, Vasant PNM Bharat comes out to say,
Yes.
undermining public trust and confidence in state institutions
Yes.
is the lowest and most despicable form of politics that any politician can practice. Let me read that again for you now.
Yes.
Undermining public trust and confidence in state institutions is the lowest and most despicable form of politics that any politician can practice. Pause right there.
Right.
Did Vasant Bharat type those words when Rowley undermined the independent institution of the police? No, he did not. Did Vasant Bharat type those words when Rowley undermined the independent institution of the DPP? When his Attorney General interfaced and negotiated a get out of jail free card with a witness in a criminal matter, which is not his place, not in order, and it's actually illegal, and it's an overstretch of his responsibility. When the PNM interfered in the independent office of the DPP, did Vasant Bharat write these words? When Keith Rowley went in Parliament to instruct the independent institution of the EBC how to gerrymander and how much seats to make, did Vasant Nimakaram Mampool Bharat say anything? Because he is saying undermining public trust and confidence in state institutions is the lowest and most despicable form of politics. So Vasant Bharat, when Keith Rowley has independent senators on PNM boards and undermines the trust of the people in the independence of these institutions, you didn't type nothing, your fingers break, stick break in your bottom, Vasant, you could not type any words, you only could type to try to attack Kamla. When Keith Christopher Rowley interfaced and brought the office of the president into disrepute,
Yes.
and encouraged the president to trample on the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, bringing us into a constitutional crisis, forcing the former chairman of the Police Service Commission to act illegally, and to cause the collapse of an entire Police Service Commission. Vasant Nimakaram Mampool Bharat, did you type any words? When Keith Christopher Rowley removed the independent central bank governor Jawala Rambaran to put in his neighbor, his friend, and his confidant Alvin Hilaire, bringing the independent institution of the central bank into disodium and disrepute, bringing the central bank into politics, crushing the barriers and the separation between fiscal and monetary policy. Did you type anything, you PNM Nimakaram Vasant Klong bow tie wearing, knife and fork parata eating idiot? But let's read what you say now.
Right.
Because you want to lead me. You want to lead the UNC. You want to lead all of us right-thinking people who are diametrically opposed to the hatred, the division, the nastiness, the racist policies of Keith Rowley. But you want to lead we when you hug up Rowley. So Rowley attacks Hindu and bans open fire cremations. And you hug him up, Vasant, you Nimakaram. You hug up Keith Rowley. I didn't see you type anything and say the divisive racist policy of banning open fire cremations without an iota of scientific evidence is divisive, racist, and nasty. I didn't see you type that. Vasant, your PNM, ni Makaram, Mampool. When Rowley kept rivers closed but open beach. When Rowley open rivers and then say you can't light fire, you can't lime, you can't play music, you can't cook and you can't dance. That was an attack on East Indian people. I didn't hear you open your mouth. You, who the hell you want to lead? That's why you have about 3 supporters left. You're max out at 36. If I open a live to go in the toilet, I go have 400 people on. You trying to be a leader and you can't get more. This might be the most people hear your name for the whole year. Vasant, PNM, Nimakaram, Mampool Bharat. Yeah. I didn't hear you say none of that. When Keith Christopher Rowley starves the Penal Debe Corporation of resources to the point that Chairman Alan Sami and the councillors have to shut down the corporation because they have no diesel. I didn't hear you open your mouth, but you want to lead Alan Sami. You want to lead Kemraj. You want to lead the councillors of the Penal Debe Corporation. You want to lead Dave Tanku. You want to lead Kamla, who's the member of parliament for Siparia. You want to lead the Lion of Oropoch East, Rudal Munilal. You want to lead Rodney Charles. You want to lead Barry Padarat. But you don't stroke a pen stroke in support of these MPs as they are discriminated against by the nasty, disgusting Rowley. You hug Rowley, you lick his bald head, you look for little things, you squeeze him, you love him, you massage his foot with baby oil, and then you want to lead who? The UNC? Are you an insane fool? Do you want me to bring a whole crate of blue tablets and drop it by your house with your bow ties? Are you a stark, raving, complete idiot, Vasant Bharat? Let me continue with what he said.
Yeah.
The scurrilous and reckless attack on the CMO and the state's medical team by stating that they have been involved in premeditated state-sanctioned murder is a desperate act of a politician. So Vasant Bharat, you agree or you believe that Keith Rowley, Convan Geldial Singh, Davlin Thomas, Roshan Parasham, Avery Hines, Miriam Abdul Richards, and all the others have done a bang-up job? Vasant Bharat, it is your opinion that 3,485 lives lost is well done? It's a good job well done? You believe that the specialist, when Tim Gopi Singh puts out and talks to me for an hour and a half, listing all of the shortcomings in the processes, the specialists, the nurse to patient ratio, the ICU units, the HDU units, the nurse to patient ratio in the ICU, the internist and specialist ratio, to when Tim Gopi Singh shows that these junior neophytes have no practical skills or experience in systems of saving lives, while our citizens are dying at home, in ambulances, dying in tents, no oxygen, no medicine. You think they did a great job? Well, great is the PNM. Then leave us alone, Vasant. Vasant, leave we alone. So if you are happy that we are #1 worst in the world in COVID-19, that we are on the red no-fly zone for most developed nations, that the USA is telling people do not go to Trinidad, you will dead. If you are happy with that, Vasant, you Nimakaram, Mampool, Klong, well, go in your red and stay there. Because you're not making sense. Because all of us in the UNC and all of us right-thinking human beings find that 3,480 people dead is ridiculous. It's incompetent. It's criminally negligent. And it's state-sponsored murder. You fool. He continued. Let's see what this fool. I promised I wasn't going to talk to you. I break my promise because you're begging for it. You're so stupid. Lead who? Call a meeting and see if you get more than 12 people now. Because you're a confused soul. You're a PNM. Look, Clarence Rambarat, the biggest dunce in agriculture, attack you and your policies as Minister of Agriculture when you was driving and roll over the girl foot with the Porsche, remember? He attacked your policy of agriculture. You didn't even defend yourself. But you talking about leader? You are such a punk and a coward and a lick bamsy. You cannot even attack a man who tell you I wasn't Minister of Agriculture. You was the Minister of Agriculture. Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Lady, you make such a mistake, but God bless you. You is a forgiving woman, yes? She make you the Minister of Agriculture. Clarence Dunseyhead Budit Lyman Rambarat attack the People's Partnership agriculture policy. Say it was corruption and he's still working out the corruption and there was nothing going on in agriculture. Did you come out and defend yourself? You can't even defend yourself, you blithering cowardly idiot. And you want to be a leader? You cannot even defend your own work? And you want to lead whom? Who would you like to lead? Vasant, your Mampool ni Makaram Klong? You cannot even take on Clarence. Vandana beat Clarence. Vandana Mohit, a young, beautiful lady now coming up. She now young, just come out, local government. She beat Clarence. You afraid Clarence and you want to lead me? Make it make sense. Make it, it's best Vandana lead. Vandana girl, it's best you lead too, yes? She now start and she better and badder than you. But you want to lead? Vasant, you, Kamla put you to go in St. Joseph to bring home victory for the United National Congress. Vasant, you lost the convent, girl. You lost the convent, girl, and you still have the gumption and the gall to open, look, I want to cry and laugh, to open your mouth. Vasant, you lost to a man who can't even pass a pharmacological exam. You lost to a man who used to spend his days on Abercrombie Street looking up at the sky because he drinks so much he couldn't stand up straight. You lost to a man who had to talk like you, to song like he bright. You lost a man who was overseeing the worst pandemic fight in the globe. The #1 place to die of COVID-19 for the last 4.5 months on planet Earth is Trinidad and Tobago. You lost to that fool. But somehow when you close your eyes on your quiet moments, when you're taking off your little bow tie, taking up your knife and fork to eat your paratha, you think you are going to lead whom? Who? Listen to this fool called Vasant Mampool ni Makaram Barat. The latest outburst accusing our Coast Guard of murder in the unfortunate death of an infant. Really, Vasant? What report you said you saw is unfortunate? So you are agreeing with Rowley that it was an accident. What investigation did you see? What's your information? What's your training in security? Do you know that all protocols, all use of force policy, everything about the statement made by the Coast Guard is abject stupidity? It's illogical. It makes no sense. Vasant, do you understand that what they said about it being dark and Rowley being dark, that the vessel, the Scarborough, the Cutlass vessel that they paid 300 million extra for because Rowley and Smallpin procure it without procurement? Do you know that it has forward-looking infrared? And that you could see everything in that vessel, from how many people, who they, who not they, from about 6 nautical miles out. Do you know that the story about the boat, the vessel ramming the Coast Guard secondary vessel that they deployed makes no sense and requires investigation? Do you know that there were 37 people on that boat? So you are telling me that Coast Guard was running a boat with 37 people on it, and shot into it wild. Do you know that before you learn to shoot a gun, before you put bullets in a gun, you are taught that you don't even ever put your finger on the trigger unless you intend to kill?
Right.
Do you know that once you squeeze a trigger, the likely outcome is that someone will die? Do you know that you are taught that when you pull that trigger, you have to take into account not only what you're seeing in front of your face, but what you're seeing for about 100, depending on the caliber of weapon. If it's a small arm, 150 meters behind. Because you could squeeze here at Corky.
Yes.
If I miss Corky, it goes through that wall.
Wow.
If that's a wooden wall or them thing wall, where you call that, where you paste on that.
Pick up somebody in a toilet, sit down.
Pick on somebody in a toilet, pick up somebody in the lobby outside there.
Yes.
So if I squeeze at you, Corky,
Yes.
I have to know and ought to have known that there's a possibility that the bullet miss you and go through there and kill somebody
Yes.
out in the lobby.
Yes.
And therefore I could be charged with different degrees of murder.
Yes.
Do you understand the Mampool Vasant? That all the questions that need to be asked at an independent investigation needs to take place? Do you believe, Vasant, that independent institutions, military institutions, that they have the all God-given right to do what they want and take people's lives? That's your belief? So you would like to lead a country where police, army, coast guard could ignore the law, kill people, and they are independent institutions, and you will not pull them up because that will bring the independent institution into disrepute? Okay, Vasant. So when the video surfaced of the police riding up on the three fellas in the gold Tida in Lavanti, and man hand was up, and we saw man hand up, and man get light up, and 3 man dead, and police picking up thing off the ground, and throw man in the back of a van like Guti. When you saw that video, Vasant, you stayed quiet. Because the TTPS is an independent institution, and in your mind, all independent institutions in a country must do what the hell they want. You are a total, complete idiot, Vasant Bharat. And let me tell you something. When you hear the stories and the witness statements coming out, because I have read each and every one very carefully, I have also done a little studying on army tactics and way to approach and so on.
Yes.
And when I read the Coast Guard report, there are about 30 questions that need to be answered. Because one, if you are in a big war vessel and you see a boat approaching and you have radar, infrared and spotlight, why are you launching your secondary smaller vessel to put your army men, your Coast Guard men into harm's way if you are not sure what the vessel is? Now, the FLIR would show you exactly what it is. So you put your men down in the water at grave risk without any intel. That in itself requires heads to roll. Whoever gave that order does not care about their men. You see, Vasant, you just want to talk because your emotions about Kamla. Kamla beat you like a second pan. Kamla don't even consider you. Kamla must be vexed with me for even bothering with you. But I will bother with you, you silly Nimakaram Mampool man. Then they said the vessel was ramming them.
Yeah.
If you are the aggressor, you are the military, you are going to intercept, you have your speedboat, you put your smaller, faster, more maneuverable vessel in the water, and then you somehow reach into a defensive position to be rammed, then you are idiots.
Yeah.
Because you would be taught how to approach, how to maneuver, how to stay out. If you don't know if they had guns, you don't stay in range. You don't just come into range for men to shoot at you and kill you. You do not put your army personnel at risk without knowing what's going on. So if you reach a position where a vessel could ram you, then all of you who went on that vessel need to be removed from the Coast Guard. You need to go back to training, because you're clueless, you're idiots, and you did stupidness. Yes. And you put all of your lives at risk, and then you ended up killing an unarmed civilian baby. Still want to talk, Vasant? Because your head is so far up Rowley's Cape-Ax. How does it smell in there? Huh? How does it smell? Clean and nice? Huh? You disgusting Mampool Vasant. Let's ask some more questions. Because there were 37 migrants, illegal migrants on that vessel. 37. The Coast Guard said when they shoot at the engine, them didn't see nobody. They just saw an engine. So where these 37 human beings were? This was the what? Buku Reef? This was a big massive ferry? This was a 95-meter ferry super fast? What this was? Or was it a Franco-man Venezuelan pirogue? So where the 37 people was, Vasant, that they didn't see and they saw the engine? Here the next question, Vasant, you big dunce. If the boat is ramming them, the bow had to be coming towards them. In a pirogue, the engine of a boat is in the back. So how can you, if a bow of a boat coming at you, and it coming direct at you, how you going to shoot the engine that is in the back down there? Because the bow will be up and the engine will be back here. How you hitting back here, Vasant, you big dumb clown? Furthermore, you approach a vessel with human beings on it. Once you squeeze that trigger, you know, and you're trained to know, that death is a result, is a likelihood. Therefore, once you pull a trigger, there is no such thing as an accident. You're all idiots. There is no such thing as an accident. Okay, there could be manslaughter, unintentional death, but it's not an accident. Because around, we don't know, may ricochet off the engine or the target that you hit and kill a baby, we don't know. Where did the bullet enter? Did it enter the mother and then blow off the head of the baby? Do you know, Vasant? But you're talking. Do you know that for army military personnel to shoot at unarmed people and kill, that is murder?
Yes. Murder.
Do you not understand that? They were unarmed. The Coast Guard report never said we came under heavy fire and we returned fire. That would be different. There was no weapons on board. Not a shot was heard. The Venezuelans said there were 17 children and 20 adults on board. Why are you shooting at the engine that you cannot see if they're ramming you? Out of Venezuela and in the Washington Post, they said when they were intercepted, the captain of the boat, the smuggler, turned back towards Venezuela. So what I want to know, and if you don't know, you tell me, Vasant, because you feel you could attack Kamla. When Kamla Prasad Bisesa is correct, and to whom much power is given, much is expected. And those independent institutions who have the ability to take citizens' lives or human beings' lives, they must hold that power very carefully. They must use it very carefully. They must think and be trained very carefully. They must be very responsible. They cannot do what the hell they want. So you want to be a leader and say, well, police, if somebody doing wrong, if someone is stealing in a grocery, kill them. So black lives don't matter to you, Vasant Bharat? Vasant Dotish Mampool Bharat? The police in the USA, they kill black people because they use too much force. Are you saying that if someone is doing a crime, that you believe that the independent police force, the independent military, can be judge, jury, and executioner? Vasant Duncyhead, Dotish Bharat, and you want to lead who? You can't lead a set of dum-dums into a river to eat goat underwater. You big nimakaram. I have to take a break. But Vasant, when I come back, I'm not done with you. You're getting more. Your mama pool.
Time has Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
What goes in is a local something that makes it all taste better. It's the flavor of our culture. Come from here, come from there, and everywhere. It's the special flavor that's made us savor at the Royal Castle. Oh, down the Royal Castle. Royal Castle. Flavor to the bone. Royal Castle. Taste the very own. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better.
Hey, what they calling me? Mr. Happy Papi.
U975 Hot Like Pepper Radio and MCTV presents On the Road 2022 this carnival. Come meet our on-air DJs and presenters and enjoy live soca and chutney entertainment this Friday, February 11th, where our first stop will be at Sidebar Sports and Grill, 299 Southern Main Road, Claxton Bay. Sammy's Bar, Mount Pleasant Road, Spring Village, Claxton Bay. The Meetin' Place, Caldra Club Compound, Railway Road, California. Shades Bar, 61 Vancouver Main Road. Lolita's Bar, 161 Valley Junction, McBean, Couva. Ultimate Rush Bar and Grill, 177 McBean Village, Couva. Apu's Hotspot Restaurant and Bar, St. Mary's, Freeport, followed by our final stop at Legacy Weekend Bar, Hare Road, Charlieville. Live performances by Raquel John, Hitman, Ricky Candu, and Robin J. Come and be a part of U975 FM and MCTV on the road this Carnival 2022. All COVID protocols are observed and adhered to. On the road 2022 with U975 and MCTV, coming to a bar near you.
Okay. Mr. Happy Papi. Mr. Happy Papi.
You're not tuned. Pull it up again.
Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
Opening hours.
Saturday 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Sundays 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. When you think about fresh produce and good quality food, come to Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica. Island Hobbies, Bryson Road, Port of Spain, has the largest variety of toys in the Caribbean and South America. No one can beat our prices. If you see it cheaper anywhere else, prove it and we will beat it. Island Hobbies, Bryson Road, Port of Spain.
Hey, what they calling me? Mr. Happy Papi.
U975 Hot Like Pepper Radio and MCTV presents On the Road 2022 this Carnival.
Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, call 283-2597 or 463-2946. Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Marsha Walker. Join me on U975, Hot Like Pepper and Dogla Radio every Friday for Fire Friday. Every Friday when we, the UNC Women, bring the heat. 6:15 p.m. every Friday. UNC Women, bringing the heat with Marsha Walker. Fire Friday.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices, all COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in.
My love, my Valentine.
Win a prize for your Valentine with U975 FM and MCTV. Win gift vouchers. The outright winner of the Valentine's Day Poem Competition will receive $2,500 worth of gift vouchers. How to enter? You can enter U975 FM and MCTV's Ode to Love Valentine's competition by writing your own poem to that special someone. Poems can be funny, witty, romantic, or whatever best captures the thoughts and sentiments that you want to express to your Valentine. Take a video of yourself performing a love poem to your significant other or family. The video must be a maximum of 60 seconds or 150 words. Entries can be sent to us through Facebook direct message. Videos will be uploaded to MCTV and U975 FM YouTube page. Once uploaded, participants would need to subscribe, like video, and share from our YouTube page. The video with the most likes, subscribes, and shares from participants, friends, and family automatically wins dinner for two, cake, roses, chocolates, and wine. Entries must also include name, age, telephone number, and must be 16 years and over. U975 FM and MCTV's Ode to Love Valentine's competition. Ode to Love is brought to you with the compliments of Girnar Teas. My chai, my time.
Dogla Radio is now on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. with Anil Roberts, bringing you the facts on politics and up-to-date information. Also taking your calls on 218-7762. Dogla Radio on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday.
Get ready for the revolution. Come on, what you say now?
Sponsored by Royal Castle.
And welcome back to Dogla Radio, live on U97.5 FM, where I must apologize. I don't normally talk about non-entities, but I have to finish this clung for the rest of our political careers and for the peace of mind of all in politics to know that this Nimakaram Mampool called Vasant Bharat is so useless, so disgusting, so myopic, so selfish, so nasty, so petty, so childish that he will just attack Kamla Prasad Bisesa without rhyme or reason. He would not defend himself as he acted as a minister, as the PNM attack him. He can't defend himself, his policies, his performance. He went up in a fair election, 2-3 occasions, get blowout. Kamla will give him back, put him senator, give him all kind of thing. What you have against Kamla, so? And Vasant Bharat, it takes a strong leader when given ultimate power to control those who have power over other human beings. Your position that the police or the Coast Guard or the Army can do what the hell they want is insane. They must act more responsibly than anybody else because they have the power to take away other people's freedom. They have the power to take people's lives in action, and therefore a strong leader will call into account and bring independent institutions to book to uphold high standards. You total idiot, Vasant, who you feel you're scoring points with. You attack Kamla, attack Kamla, attack Kamla. You make no sense. A baby is dead. Armed military personnel opened fire on a vessel with 37 unarmed human beings, and you are endorsing that, you bloody fool. Our country's name is being dragged in the mud and the dirt internationally. In Australia, Japan, Sri Lanka, Asia, Europe, Africa, South Africa, in all the newspapers, in Europe, the French press, UK, the Guardian, the Washington Post, the Americas, Brazil, Argentina. Nowhere else in the globe have you seen armed military personnel open fire on unarmed people and kill a 9-month-old baby, and you, Vasant Bharat, with your 3 supporters, that's your position, that we must support that because it's Coast Guard? Are you insane? So if police go into a grocery and catch men thieving Klim, they could open up fire and kill them there on the ground? So the rule of law, police job to apprehend and charge, and then the court's job to hear the case and convict, and then the prison's job to take care and enact punishment. All of that gone in your mind into the power of independent institutions. Squeezing a trigger of a killing machine and killing a child is not an accident, you clown. An accident is when you're driving down the road and you mash brakes and somebody behind your car marks the brakes fast enough and they bounce. That's an accident. They didn't mean to do that. They didn't ram into you. But if they were staying too close to you and they weren't following proper procedure and they were driving recklessly, then it's not an accident. If they were drinking and driving and they bounced into you and they were gunning and speeding and drinking and driving and they bounced into you and your baby in the back seat didn't have on a seatbelt and they threw forward like a projectile into the back of your head and your child died, the person who was drinking and driving recklessly could be charged for murder. You clung. Just like army officials, coast guards, police, coast guard men, they can be charged for murder if they do not use their power and force in the correct manner as they are trained according to international law, maritime law, and domestic law. You just going to attack Kamala about attacking independent institutions? She's not even attacking the independent institution. She's not attacking the whole Coast Guard, you fool. It's those officers who were in charge. So if those were on the mission, if it was 25 of them and one officer is in charge, she is blaming him. That's not the entire Coast Guard, Vasant, you idiot. So all the 49 officers who are on charges, they should not be on, let them go free. Because the independent institution, if you say that rogue police officers exist and they're bad and you clean it up, you're damaging your country and your independent institutions, and it's terrible politics, you idiot. So it's good politics when people are protesting and saying, Rowley must go, Rowley must go, Rowley must go, Rowley must go, Rowley must go. And then Ave Maria to tear gas them, to tear gas children, to get tear gas a mother going by the grocery to get some groceries for she auntie who have COVID-19 with she 2 children in the back of a pickup, and tear gas flood the entire cabin and burn out the children eyes, ears, nose and mouth. I didn't hear you say a word, you PNM ni Makaram Mampool Vasant Bharat. If you are such an idiot, who you want to lead? Who is going to support you? Who? Because you agree with the PNM. You agree with Rowley. You love Rowley. You serving under Rowley. You on Rowley Recovery Committee. But you want to lead me? You had to be a madman. If the UNC have 309,000 supporters, it have 308,999 people could lead the UNC before you. You're the Makaram Mampool 218-7782.
Wrong number.
What is it?
It's 218-7762.
What's it? 2? Are you getting so vexed, my son, boy? So stupid.
All right.
Sorry about that. I said the wrong number.
218-7762. 218-7762.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening,
Hello.
This is El Socorro, man. El Socorro. I'm not in.
Oh, check
yeah, good evening,
check. I'm sorry. I'm not hearing you. I'm hearing now. Right. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Laura and Claire. This is El Socorro, man.
El
I'm not
Socorro
in
talk to
London.
me.
So, yeah, I'm not in London. I'm not in Sweden. El Socorro is back to deal with the PNM, brother. Good evening, Corky. Good evening, everybody else in the studio. Here we're going on. A few points first. I want to congratulate Kimra Citron on his victory in Penal Debe. No time for honeymoon and get down to work. I would also like to say happy birthday to Miss Michelle Benjamin. Wish you many more to come. And keep up the good work in Maruga table. Right, here we're going on. First of all, Vasant Bharat. I don't want to waste too much time on him, but I feel he was talking about the prostate boy. He's that right there. And I think he's right the way he belongs. Right? And I want to pick up yourself, Anil, because after catch up with El Socorro Senior down Mayaro today, boy. I know I went and see. I see the Mayaro sport facility that you built. I see the Mayaro fire station at Kamla and Rambachan build. And I see the NESC Mayaro, the Mayaro NESC center that Fatal Karim build. And I see, yeah, boy. Everybody wants to know what Kamla do. Kamla been 106 schools. Kamla invest in tertiary education. Kamla had grants for children. Kamla had tourism.
But let me ask you this. I always like to, I love politics and I like political strategy, you know, and even some of the strategy that was deployed by opponents, like the Calcutta ship strategy. While I would not utilize it, it was very effective because it moved us from a position of victory to losing 12-0. So even though we were on the wrong end of that, that was an intelligent strategy, even though it's a kind of a disgusting one, but it worked. But please explain to me, what could be Vasant, the PNM, Mampool, Nimakaram strategy attacking the UNC at every juncture, attacking Kamla Prasad Bisesa, supporting wrongdoing, supporting Rowley, supporting dictatorship, supporting tyranny, working with Rowley, but then wanting to lead you as a UNC? How does that? I'm not understanding the strategy. Please explain.
All right, well, like I say, I tell you, I don't want to spend too long on Vasant because he was in Rowley prostate. So anything that to do with Rowley, right, it have a different kind of backward, upside down, wrong side mentality, you know. The magnetic field is so that kind of stupidity is what you expect from PNM, PNMites and PNM culture. So it could be the Balize Juice, it could be Rowley K-Pax, it could be Rowley prostate, it could be the PNM Women's League, it could be the Tutu Water. It could be anything. Once it's PNM, expect that kind of logic.
Thank you, my brother. Have a good evening. 218-7762. Good evening. Hello.
Good afternoon, Senator.
Good evening. I need you to help me. I don't understand. Go ahead.
Well, the thing about it is that he's a non-entity. He is writing from the political graveyard that the UNC has carefully placed him in. But to the uninitiated in society, he creates the impression that there's infighting among the leadership and the rank and file of the UNC because, quite frankly, people don't know better that Vasant Bharat is something under your shoes that you can't go inside your house if you get that under your shoe. You have to leave your shoes in the road. You have to throw your shoes. So I feel that, and I disagree with you today for spending time discussing that.
Sorry, boy. Sorry, yes. I will take that buff. I'm taking that buff. I disagree with myself too, but I just get vexed.
Because that's the only way for these fellas to be in the forefront once again.
Well, I think he in the forefront there with that blading, but I agree with you. I had many other intelligent discussions and topics. And to waste time with excrement, I buff myself.
We cannot talk about property tax forms because they're not getting that 250,000 if they're dependent on we, the UNC supporters, to follow them forms.
But I thought they lie and say they had 322,000 people vote for them. So how come they can't get 200,000 forms?
Because that's not politics. You see,
Thank you, my brother.
If the taxpayers, right, the rightful people are the taxpayers of the country, they should be the one who actually allow to vote, you know. The people who work in CPEP and getting money from taxpayers to put in their pocket and then voting against.
Let me just correct, thank you, my brother. Let me just correct something else, Socorro. the Mayaro Fire Station is Kamla Prasad Bisesa, Rudal Munilal, and Jerlin John. That's the
Hi,
people who
good
brought it.
afternoon,
Oh,
Anil.
Lord. Talk to me, talk to me.
Mr. Corky and
Oh, Lord, Santa Cruz, good evening.
Anil,
I
this
like...
man really let down the bucket again.
Oh, Lord, but wait.
He
Your
made
voice...
a fool of himself once again.
Your voice like a Panadol. So you talk there now. Talk there. Start over. I'm just happy to hear your voice. Because I was getting a headache. And your voice has soothed my head and my pressure like a Panadol. So you talk there. Good evening, my lady.
Good evening, darling.
Go ahead.
Good evening. You want to tell has no shame at all? Who took away Vasant's shame from him? And you know, it's only and he had his supporters now, after he put up that post, bashing Kamala. They even went so far to talk about the vomit in the car. You understand? I tell them, I said, look at all here, right? And all they want to come back, what Rowley doing, all they not talking about it, but all they bashing Kamala for making a statement. And the woman was not wrong. It's the same nonsense he did when he came on and said, so if a menu went to the president, if she's supposed to sell it to Parliament, no, that is ignorance, right? And that alone proves that Vasant is not worthy to lead anybody at all. What is this man trying to prove at all? Every time you keep bashing the lady, well, thank God she said something, so we know he's... He came out and he said some kind of stupidness. And the next one, Anil, is the editor of the Express, telling Kamala about she should refer to Maduro and them in that manner. You see, they have to pacify Rowley's best friend. So they had to knock Kamala. You understand? But she's right. And you know what I admire with her? She let them have it.
Well, let me apologize to you. I want to humbly apologize to you. Because about 9 weeks ago, I told you, don't worry with Vasant. You know, in order to have supporters, you need to have more than 62 people.
Yeah.
And you know, but I got very annoyed and angry. So even though I buff you and tell you to don't talk about that clown, I give him an hour today. But it was sort of cathartic. So while I'm apologizing, he deserves it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he deserves it, yeah. And you don't need to apologize. I understand where you were coming from. The man is a complete fool. And he cannot even lead a pack of rats. Take care and handle and have a good evening.
He cannot even lead a pack of rats to eat rice. Oh, God! Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I just want to make a comment.
Yeah.
I'm from Sani Grande.
How are you?
They're fine, thank you. I just want to indicate to start with that nobody delivers like Anil Roberts. Anil, you are the giant in Trinidad and Tobago because you have facts and you have a level of intelligence that those others who are trying to say something feel in big time. For example, why would we even want to entertain Vasant Bharat? He's the big that we ever had in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm ashamed to be a UNC, and this man was in UNC looking to be a minister and looking to be this and be that. But it's time we don't discuss this man.
I agree with you. I'm sorry that I'm not talking about it again. Today is my last. Corky, if I ever mention that clown again, hit me one slap in the back of my forehead. Right.
And you know, man,
a left hand slap.
All right.
Now listen, so much trouble in Trinidad and Tobago. There's no way that this corrupt, this lying PNM could change anything for the betterment of citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. It's disgusting. I am tired of it. And if I go to say, it's because I will take days saying about all the wrong things. Could these people tell me any one good thing they delivered to Trinidad and Tobago? Could they tell me? Not one single good thing. People suffering left, right, and center. And the corruption, it starts with Rowley, right? And when Maduro and all of them involved, because they don't want to talk about COVID and about oil and gas. Everybody knows it's about the illegal things they want to talk about. And that's where the profit that you have here. Look, Rohan Sinanan from our zone is the worst rules you could see in Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you, my brother. God bless. 21877. All right. Hello. Good evening.
Boy, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Boy, this man is an imitation man you talking about, so. This man only performing Lewinsky on Rowley. Right through. And the next one is Convent Girl. You know Convent Girl? Convent Girl is be glamorous and looking good. He can't even look good. He's an imitation man too. You understand? Only Lewinsky that could perform.
Oh God, only Lewinsky. All right, my brother, blessings. He said Vasant performing Lewinsky on Rowley. Vasant, look where you reach now, boy. You performing Lewinsky on Rowley. 718. Hey. Let me
218-7762.
I stop into this. Oh Lord, I know it. Thank you, Corky.
Yes.
Hello, good evening.
Evening, Mr. Anil.
Good evening.
How you good? Your partner from South by Morales. How you good?
What's happening, man?
I'm looking, listening. We have plenty issues, boy. Several issues, and at the end of the day, at the ready, let's look at some concrete suggestions, because them for like they're listening to anybody. I know, as a leader, no matter who you are as a leader, you need to listen. Give me like a fella head. If you perceive not to be, you have to listen because it's for the betterment of the country and going forward. But I know, we kind of got a real state right
now. We at a state. Thank you, my brother. And Vasant, a man now remind me from the accounts department. You pay you 97.5 the money out for them. Hey, Vasant, pay your bills now, boy. You're typing on Facebook. Pay your bills, Vasant. How much you owing you 97.5? Hot like pepper, we go send collector for you.